I'm proud to tell you that this video is going to be brought to you by Gfuel, and by using my affiliate link in the pinned comment and in the description box, you'll not only be helping support the channel since it's a affiliate link. I do get a small commission for each sale that's made, so I don't get anything unless you guys purchase it. However, you'll also be able to get some really cool anime themed merchandise as well as energy tubs and different energy formulas. I personally use Gfuel a lot, and when it comes to anime, there's a plethora of different anime to choose from. Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, My Hero Academia, Mobile Suit Gundam, Attack on Titan, and so many other series are available on the website in the form of energy formulas packed with all the vitamins that you need and just enough caffeine to get you going for your day. Right now, Gfuel is running a 25th anniversary campaign for Neopets. Step into the magical world of Neopets and celebrate 25 years of adventure, friendship, and fun with Neopets' 25th anniversary Gfuel Golden Berry Energy Tub. You are not going to be disappointed in the flavor with this one. Absolutely worth every penny for it. I mean, come on, it's called the Great Golden Slushy. Scoutmaster Jigen definitely approves of this one. Which, most importantly, this cannot be understated. Unlike a lot of energy products that are out there, there is no crash and there is zero sugar. Two really huge selling points of why I personally support Gfuel. In typical anime fashion, I am going to need you guys to send me your energy by clicking the affiliate link in the description and in the pinned comment. And when you do so, make sure to use my promo code KAGE to get yourself a discount. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Boruto 2 Blue Vortex discussion. Today, I want to talk to you guys about why there have been seeds planted for Ino to eventually be won over by Boruto in the future of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, which is why in today's newest Naruto Explain video, I wanted to go over what those potential signs are, as well as explain to you how they are relevant to Ino realizing that she made a mistake, and what the overall impact this holds for the story moving forward. So jumping right into it, I think we have to go all the way back to chapter 1 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, where we saw Himawari as she was training under the members of Team 10, and after her sparring match with Chocho, there was a moment where she was asked why it was she was seeking out power and why she wanted to be a shinobi. Himawari then hesitated to respond, fearing that her words they would incite her friends to violence, but she eventually said it was because in her heart she knows that something is wrong about Boruto being accused of the death of Naruto. She said she wanted to gain power to help Boruto because what she remembers about him, it doesn't match the memories that she has of Boruto in her mind. In her memories, due to omnipotence changing the memories of everyone affected by it, reversing all memories and association of Boruto and Kawaki, she now believes that Boruto is the guy who saved her from Delta's attack. She believes Boruto is the guy who went out of his way to fix her broken vase. She believes Boruto is the guy who was so clearly attached to her father at the hip, which she can't in good mind ever come up with the scenario where Boruto would try to kill her father, let alone kill both of her parents. It isn't much, but in this one moment, Himawari's actions made everyone who heard what she said raise an eyebrow at her words, yet due to omnipotence, none of them could see where she was going with this. On an instinctual level, she said she knew something was wrong, even though she couldn't prove it. More importantly, she stated that for reasons she can't explain, she can sense her parents are still alive. In particular, she can sense her father is still alive. That, of course, makes sense for the following reason. She is in possession of Kurama, and Kurama did spend the last 33 of the last 36 years in the timeline inside of Naruto. So the prospect that Himawari could be able to sense Naruto to some degree due to Kurama's chakra, it isn't outside the realm of possibility of being realistic. It's actually highly probable. The reason why this is so important is that she said this in front of Inojin. Inojin and Himawari, they have been drawn being very close, with there being hints of a potential deeper bond there, which, while I'm not going to go into the whole shipping thing, you do have people that are shipping the two together. Their age gap is roughly in line with what Temari and Shikamaru was. Temari was almost 4 years older than Shikamaru, but as we know with Battle Shonen parents, they have been made off of much less than this. But I digress though, that's neither here nor there. The fact that she said it to Inojin, and he was one of the ones who's looking at her very curiously, it means that this has potential to be something that can be picked up later on in the story. A lot has changed since Himawari made that statement, and people, they are in scramble mode trying to make sense of all of it. Boruto has returned to Konoha not once but twice and saves it both times. He saves Himawari. Himawari then awakened Kurama's chakra in Konoha and now has more questions than they have answers at this point in the story. That relationship between Inojin and Himawari, it might come back up at a later point in time. I think it's likely. She's likely going to say something about Boruto having saved her, which Inojin would not know. And Inojin's gonna learn that at some point Boruto claimed that Naruto was still alive. Not just once, but twice. Both to Ibiki and Konohamaru as well as to Konohamaru again, and that he didn't kill Naruto or Hinata. That was not by mistake that this was uttered several chapters after Himawari started raising doubt of Boruto killing Naruto and Hinata. That's gonna come back into play, especially given Ino's refusal to help Shikamaru and Boruto, because as the next point shows, there's more groundwork being laid for Ino's character to have her coming to Boru Jesus moment, which, yes, I said Boru Jesus. I'm not being blasphemous here, so don't take it that way. The other reason that we need to consider this a possibility is that it's not just Ino's son who could be coming into play. It's her husband as well. Noticeably absent in all this discourse is the fact that Sai has been nowhere to be seen, and that cannot be overlooked in especially the light of Ino's decision to not help Shikamaru in the last chapter. Sai was in that intel room in chapter 5, watching as Amado was openly boasting about figuring out the truth about omnipotence and saying that he figured it out a long time ago, but he kept quiet the whole time. The guy was smiling into the camera as he was smoking. It was as big of a taunt as you could get, on the same level as Sasuke walking into Sai's house, eating the last bowl of instant ramen, throwing away all of Sai's art books, then leaving the dirty dishes on the table and flowers to Ino with a note saying call him, all without taking off his dirty shoes. Sai was shown drawn with a very serious look, and he asked Shikamaru what he made about the whole conversation. Sai is someone who isn't just captain of the police force. He was a member of Danzo's root Anbu, and after the war, Kakashi literally gave the guy a special ranking for the purposes of allowing him to move around freely for missions for Kakashi that he directly gave him, with people in the Anbu directly stated to report to Sai, which the stage eventually set for him to step into running Konoha's police force as an adult. Sai's memories, yes, they've been altered. They're still altered, but Sai is another to keep your eyes on moving forward. We never saw his thoughts on what was said about Boruto and Kawaki. That was not by mistake, guys. Taking a step further, Sai was nowhere to be seen during Boruto's interrogation. You don't find that funny? He wasn't even in the hospital room when Inojin was being worked on by Sakura. You don't find that funny? Inojin's mother was there, but not his father, and that, my friends, was not by mistake. This is no laughing matter. Someone who makes a living gathering intel, not being there when Boruto claims that Naruto and Hinata are alive, but can't say anything more. It all points to the direction of Sai doing the same thing that Shikamaru did, taking other measures to verify what Amado said, and that, my friends, means somewhere Damon's probably laughing. The only question is, did Sai find something that he can use as an anchor? Because as we saw with Shikamaru, even after he got told the truth, the effects of omnipotence, they began to fight him as soon as his mind was settled. He couldn't remember what omnipotence was. He couldn't even remember the actual name of the Shinjutsu. He didn't even know why Boruto and Kawaki switched places. The only thing that he could hang his hat on was the memory of him having believed Boruto's story, even though, as he said, it was illogical of him to do so. For Sai, the question will be, what was it that will serve as his anchor? It can't be something like, oh, there's baby photos of Naruto being the one holding Boruto, or Hinata holding baby Boruto. Sarada, she already tried that. The same thing with pointing out that Kawaki had Ishiki's chakra instead of Momoshiki's chakra, and the fact that Kawaki was a cyborg. However, the thing that I won't ever doubt is the capacity of a highly skilled Anbu like Sai being able to make the connection on his own without being told, especially now that the breadcrumbs, they've been dropped for him to follow. That brings me to the next reason Sai is such an important character. Sai is also someone who, due to the fact that he was so socially awkward, he read all those books going over human emotions. He's going to notice something is wrong with his wife the next time they speak, and he knows that Shikamaru was growing suspicious via Amado's words. Add in almost 19 years of marriage, and it becomes more likely that Sai figures out what happened. He's been married to Ino for 17 years. He started dating her 1 year after the war. That's a long enough time to know when your significant other has changed or they're bothered by something. I don't think it's crazy that he's going to be shown speaking to her later on. I think it's pretty damn likely. In fact, Ino's decision appearing to be based on what happened to her son Inojin is something that I do think will cause that conversation, even if it's done so in an indirect manner. As I said a few videos ago, in that why you shouldn't be mad at Ino video, a large part of Ino's decision to not support Shikamaru wasn't her refusal to believe what Boruto told Shikamaru. That played a part in it, but it was not the sole thing. But it was the possibility that if Shikamaru was wrong about his belief in Boruto, they would be viewed as traitors who helped the Hokage's killer, and there would be shame brought to the clan that she's the head of and that her son is the heir to. One person's actions, they can dishonor an entire clan. That's part of the whole thing with Japanese family honors. So that had to be factored into Ino's decision, her clan and her son. So if there's a 5% chance that Shikamaru is wrong, that 5% is something that a parent's not going to gamble on in this situation, which that's understandable. Your choices, they don't just affect you now. And as someone who has people that I'm responsible for now, I totally get it. However, that decision, it becomes easier if it makes Sai end up being the one on Shikamaru's side. A wife is more likely to listen to her husband, the father of her kids, than her close friend of 36 years in Shikamaru. That's a different kind of bond, a different type of relationship, and given the unique set of circumstances that Sai went through with his life, she would know that Sai wouldn't make this decision lightly if it could cause some type of trouble for her son. Taking it a step further though, if Inojin ends up saying something, it becomes a Sasuke-like situation all over again. Sasuke, he didn't believe in Boruto's story even after Ada gave a full-on confession in front of the guy explaining how all this stuff had happened, so much as he chose to believe in his daughter and in her conviction that Boruto was innocent. Just as Shikamaru hanged his conversation and his belief in Boruto, as well as his distrust for Amado, Sasuke, he held on to his daughter's words. Like Amado held on to his daughter's DNA and his ninja tech being inside of Kawaki, Koji held on to the visions of possible futures involving omnipotence via his 10 direction Shinjutsu. For Ino, the words of her son and the father of her child, they appear to be what's going to set up what is coming for the moment that she reaches her senses. Which again, it will not make omnipotence go away. People still say this is like genjutsu. If you've been saying that, you've been misinformed, and I recommend watching the Omnipotence Explain video because it seems like you're confused if you think that. But something like this will give her the conviction to fight against it continuously like the others have done. This stands a very good chance, but it's the how behind how we get there that's gonna matter. It's always about the journey with manga, and I believe it starts and stops with her son and her husband, whichever domino effect starts first. While I don't think that Sakura having to reconnect the chakra flow in Inojin's body that were damaged via the Tenketsu targeted by Jura's attack, since the logic is omnipotence, it manipulates the chakra of the brain. While I don't think that that's going to apply here, I do think that husband and child, they are the keys for Inojin to see the truth, just as you can see the truth about the Wizard King of Black Clover by clicking my video on the left from Anime Explained, or click here on the right for the newest Naruto Explain What If for What If Jiraiya Never Left Konoha.